With deep fakes.
Using a short clip of your voice or a selfie video, scammers can create phony videos or audio clips and use them to defraud your friends, family, or co-workers.
January 2024, Hong Kong. A finance worker at a multinational engineering firm received an email from his company's CFO in the UK. The email asked him to make a secret transaction. He thought it was phishing. He almost deleted it. Then he got invited to a video call. He joined. He saw his CFO on screen. He saw his colleagues. He heard their voices. They all looked real. They all sounded real. So, he transferred $25 million to 5 different bank accounts, 15 transactions, over the course of 1 week. Every single person on that video call was fake.
Just last month, a finance worker in Hong Kong got scammed into paying a whopping $25 million to scammers.
The scammers used AI to clone voices, faces, and mannerisms so perfectly they trained finance professional couldn't tell the difference. This is the story of the biggest deepfake heist in history, and it could happen to your company tomorrow. The company was Arup, a British engineering giant that designed the Sydney Opera House, the Beijing Bird's Nest Stadium, and hundreds of iconic buildings around the world. 15,000 employees, operating in over 140 countries, annual revenue in the billions. Their Hong Kong office had a finance worker whose job was moving large amounts of money, international wire transfers, multi-million-dollar transactions, standard procedure in a company that size. The scammers knew this. They'd been watching. The email came from what looked like the CFO's address. The message was professional, urgent but not panicked. It mentioned a confidential acquisition that needed to be handled discreetly. Money had to move fast. The finance worker's first instinct was correct. This looks like phishing. But then he got a calendar invite, a video conference, multiple attendees, the CFO, senior managers.
Right there. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. I want to talk to our audience a little bit more about these deep fake scams, just how common they are. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but how common are these deep fake scams?
Yeah, they've become incredibly common. Thanks so much for having me on. I mean, we have just between 2022 and 2023, deepfake and AI-generated scams have actually increased by over 1,800% just in that 1 year, and it continues to grow at an exponentially rapid.
Illinois East W, people he worked with for years. The meeting was scheduled for the next day. He accepted. Here's what the scammers had done in preparation. They downloaded hours of video footage from Arup's public events, webinars, conference presentations, virtual company meetings, anything with executives speaking on camera. They fed all of that into AI software, voice cloning tools, deepfake video generators. The AI analyzed speech patterns, facial movements, how people gesture when they talked, the tone they used in formal vs. casual settings. By the time the scammers were done, they had perfect core digital copies of multiple Arup executives, not static images, not pre-recorded clips, real-time deepfakes that could respond and react during a live video call. The finance worker joined the call. He saw the CFO. The face matched, the voice matched, the background looked like the CFO's real office in the UK. Then other colleagues joined, senior managers from different departments. Everyone looked normal, professional, exactly how they always looked on video calls. The CFO started talking. Thank you for joining on short notice. We're finalizing an acquisition that hasn't been announced yet. This needs to stay completely confidential until the deal closes. We need you to process several wire transfers today. The finance worker asked questions, standard verification questions. What's the total amount? Which accounts? What's the timeline? The CFO answered, specific numbers, bank details, a clear timeline. Everything sounded legitimate. One of the senior managers chimed in. I know this seems rushed, but legal has already approved everything on our end. We just need you to execute the transfers. Another colleague added details about the acquisition target, made it sound real, made it sound urgent. Here's the thing. The scammers didn't just clone a Northeast person. They cloned an entire meeting, multiple people having a conversation, looking at each other, reacting to what each other said. The finance worker wasn't just convinced by one deepfake. He was convinced by 5 deepfakes all interacting naturally. The call lasted about an hour. By then, the finance worker had detailed instructions, 5 bank accounts, 15 separate transfers, 200 million Hong Kong dollars. That's $25, 6 million USD. The CFO said, "Process this today. Don't discuss this with anyone until we make the official announcement next week." The finance worker logged off. He started processing the transfers. First transaction, $1, 7 million, approved, sent. Second transaction, $1, 9 million, approved, sent. He worked through the entire list over the next few days. 15 transfers, 5 accounts, $25, 6 million total. All of it went to scammers. A week later, the finance worker mentioned the acquisition to someone at Arupe's UK headquarters. Casual conversation. How's the deal progressing? The person in the UK had no idea what he was talking about. What deal? What acquisition? That's when everything unraveled. The finance worker explained the video call. The wire transfers, $25 million, sent to finalize a confidential acquisition. The person in the UK went silent. "And we never authorized any of that. We need to contact security immediately." Arupe launched an internal investigation. They reviewed the email, the calendar invite, the bank transfers. They contacted Hong Kong police. That's when everyone realized what had happened. The CFO never sent that email. The senior managers never joined the video call. The entire meeting was fake. Hong Kong Police Senior Superintendent Baron Chen held a press conference in February 2024. He told reporters, in the multi-person video conference, it turns out that everyone the victim saw was fake. He emphasized this wasn't a simple voice clone. This was a ORDINATD deepfake operation involving multiple people, real-time video, and sophisticated social engineering. The investigation revealed how the scammers did it. They scraped publicly available footage of Arupe executives, company webinars, conference talks, LinkedIn videos, anything they could find online. They used AI tools to create digital twins, voice cloning, face swapping, real-time rendering during the video call. The scammers didn't just press play on a pre-recorded video. They were NTROLLING the deepfakes live, responding to questions, reacting to what the finance worker said, making it interactive, making it believable. The technology to do this exists. It's not sci-fi. It's available right now to anyone with a decent computer and the right software. Arupe reported the fraud to authorities immediately. The money was gone, transferred to 5 different accounts, likely dispersed to multiple countries within hours. Hong Kong police made arrests in connection with other deepfake scams, but it's unclear if they ever recovered any of the $25, 6 million from this specific heist. Arupe's Global Chief Information Officers, Rob Grieg, released a statement. Like many other businesses around the globe, our operations are subject to regular attacks, including invoice fraud, phishing scams, WhatsApp voice spoofing, and deepfakes. What we have seen is that the number and sophistication of these attacks has been rising sharply in recent months. The company was careful to say their financial stability wasn't affected. No internal systems were compromised. But that's not the point. The point is that a trained Northeast finance professional at a major multinational RPORATION was fooled by deepfake technology. If it can't happen to Arupe, it can't happen to anyone Northeast. This wasn't the first deepfake scam, but it was the biggest and most sophisticated. In 2019, a UK energy company lost $243,000 when scammers used AI to clone the CEO's voice over a phone call. In 2020, a Japanese company in Hong Kong lost $35 million to a similar scheme. But those were voice-only scams. This was full video with multiple people. That's a massive escalation. security experts are terrified. Lou Steinberg, founder of Cordam Insights, told reporters, "Fake video, we know how to do. The hard part is getting the data on the employees." The scammers knew who worked at Arup. They knew the finance worker's name. They knew which executives he reported to. They knew the company's internal processes. That level of reconnaissance takes time. The technology is only getting better. At DFN 31 in Las Vegas, a researcher demonstrated real-time deepfake impersonation. He cloned a CEO's appearance and voice live on stage. The tools to do this are no longer restricted to Hollywood studios or government agencies. They're available to anyone northeast. And here's what keeps security professionals up at night. You can't trust video calls anymore. You can't trust phone calls. You can't even trust in-person meetings if the technology keeps advancing. The only defense right now is verification through multiple Northeast LS. If someone asks you to wire millions of dollars, you call them back on a known number. You verify it through a separate communication method. You don't just trust what you see on screen. Arup lost $25.6 million because scammers used AI to fake an entire video conference. The finance worker did everything he thought was right. He questioned the initial email. He joined a video call to verify. He saw his colleagues. He heard their voices. And he was still fooled. This is the new reality. Deepfakes aren't coming. They're here. And they're being used right now to steal millions of dollars from companies that thought they were protected. The technology is advancing faster than our ability to defend against it. And the next target could be your company, your boss, your voice cloned and used to trick your coworkers. If this scares you, it should. Drop a comment if your company has protocols to defend against deepfakes. And if you want more AI disaster stories that companies don't want you to know about, hit that subscribe button.